Good day and welcome to the Leading with Nice Daily. My name is Matthew Ewell, and this week we're going to look at the process for culture change in your organization. Now, clearly, this is a daily 2-minute podcast flash briefing. You need more than 5 episodes of 2 minutes each to fully comprehend a culture change initiative. But what this will accomplish for you is to give you some idea around the steps you should be taking, a few of the details within those steps to do a great culture shift or exploring your company or corporate or organizational culture. Now, also on Friday, we recorded our 100th episode of the Leading with Nice Daily. So by now, the winners of the 5 Echo Dots would have found out, and they will be either on their way or they have them in their hands. And maybe you're listening to this episode on your Alexa Dot, either as a flash briefing or through the podcast or whatnot. So right to it, the first thing you want to do when you're doing a culture change is assess your current core values. And you might be thinking, we don't have core values, or I know them intrinsically, but they're not written down. Well, you want to make sure that you know what other people think of your organization's core values. You might have them written on every wall in the building. However, do people know them? Do they agree with them? Do they believe them? You need a good starting place. You need to know what the benchmark is today, which is why you want to take time to assess what people think your current core values are. And from there, you want to ask yourself, you want to ask your team, and you want your team leaders to ask their teams, and just get an idea of what your core values are perceived around the organization. It's a great place to start. A benchmark. For more on this topic, visit leadingwithnice.com, where we want to help you inspire others, build loyalty, and get results. Talk to you again tomorrow. Good day and welcome to the Leading with Nice Daily. My name is Matthew Ewell, and this week we're talking about what it looks like to take your organization or your company through a culture change. Now, you might have asked yourself this already and even answered it, but if you haven't, now is the perfect time. In fact, it's probably your last opportunity to ask, why am I doing this? What is wrong with the current corporate culture? It could be something as simple as it's just simply not defined. You know, it happens, things are really good here, but we just don't know that we all would say the same thing. I was speaking with an organization the other day where the owner of the company said, listen, I don't know if when people get on the elevator and people ask, what's your company all about, if they're saying even remotely the same thing. And that's a good thing. You want people to be at least in the same ballpark and hopefully on the same page when they're talking about this. You might also just have a culture that's left over from a different mindset or paradigm. Maybe another leader, or maybe just the market has shifted. You need to change gears and pivot. And the culture is one of the leftovers from how things used to be. That often happens when you have a leader who has left that's been there for a long time. So there's many reasons, but today, ask yourself the question, why am I seeking to go through this culture exercise? For more on this topic, visit leadingwithnice.com, where we want to help you and your team inspire others, build loyalty, and get results. Talk to you again tomorrow. Good day and welcome to the Leading with Nice Daily. My name is Matthew Ewell, and this week we're talking about what it looks like to take your company or organization through a culture change exercise. So far we've assessed our current core values, what people think they are. We have asked ourselves, why are we about to approach this? And then now what I'd like you to do is set your target. What do you want the outcome to be? We need a scorecard. So we need some form of measurement as we go through this process to know when we've arrived. As you can imagine, talking about corporate culture and values could be a merry-go-round of conversation and discussion with no final decision being made. You need to set a deadline of some sort. Now, that might be an actual deadline, but it might actually also be when we arrive at a definition that meets these few requirements or meets these benchmarks. So think of what you want to have accomplished when you've done the conversations, the research, the studies, the focus groups. How will you know you've done enough to reach the end, to reach what you're hoping to accomplish today? For more on this topic, visit leadingwithnice.com, where we want to help you and your team inspire others, build loyalty, and get results. Talk to you again tomorrow. Good day and welcome to the Leading with Nice Daily. My name is Matthew Ewell, and this week we're talking about what it looks like to take your organization, your company, your nonprofit, etc., through a culture change exercise. Now, today what we're going to talk about is mapping out that process. This can be a very emotionally exhausting process. Days and meetings where you talk about this, even when it's just an hour, can really take a lot of emotional and intellectual and creative energy. So what you want to do is map out the process that gives you enough time for reflection in between the times we're discussing, having focus groups, digging in to this topic. Maybe you're going to do it over a corporate retreat, which is a great idea to go away for 1 or 2 days. You can hammer it out in that amount of time. Or maybe you're going to do one meeting a month or one meeting every 2 weeks or 2 meetings a week or something where you're going to approach this. But map it out. Put the work plan down on paper digitally so people can follow along and they'll be able to allocate or reserve some of that energy they'll need for this very important yet very draining work. So create your plan, map it out, publicize it so everybody knows. Nothing's worse than like doing all this work and having your coworkers or report saying, "Oh, like, what are we doing next? When will this be over?" It's very demoralizing and just it feels like they're being sapped energy for no good reason. Anyhow, for more on this topic, visit leadingwithnice.com, where we want to help you inspire others, build loyalty, and get results. Talk to you again tomorrow. Good day and welcome to the Leading with Nice Daily. My name is Matthew Ewell, and this week we're talking about what it looks like to go through a process to talk about culture change and lead culture change. So today, it's Friday, we're going to talk about the final step. And basically what you need to do, and you would have done this when you talked about your goals, what you want to achieve at the end, you're going to create some scorecards that knows if all this work has been worth it. You need to be able to measure all this work and say, okay, we set out to achieve X. Now, how can we tell if our culture is meeting this? How do we know? Now, culture change exercises are as varied and as wide as there are companies and organizations in the world. So there isn't one answer that can give you everything you need. I can't say, here's the measurements you want to take down. It will be different for you. And that's really where a great facilitator and consultant can help you determine and decide, because they've seen so many different examples. They can pull different ones from different clients and bring the best to you. So today I want you to think about what it might look like, what measurements you might have, what scorecard you would publicize to say, hey, here's what's important to us. Here's some culture statements, some values, some mission that is really important to us. And here's how we know we're meeting them. Right? And you would put that in the break room. You'd put that on your company blog, your wiki, wherever it is that everybody can see it regularly. Man, I love this. I could talk about this for another 2 weeks, but next week's a new topic. So for more on this one, visit leadingwithnice.com, where we want to help you inspire others, build loyalty, and get results. Talk to you again next week.